While the robust Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on Nintendo Switch deserves all the praise it gets, there's a certain charm and quality to Melee that is hard to deny. There's a reason this groundbreaking GameCube fighter is still a popular go-to when it comes to esports and gaming tournaments. It expanded on its roster from Smash 64, and while you start off with a good selection of fighters, there's also plenty to unlock, each with their own set of unique challenges. Welcome to Game Rent, everyone. I'm Bilal, and here's a step-by-step guide to unlock every fighter in Super Smash Bros. Melee. Starting off with Marth. The OG Fire Emblem Lord is easy to unlock, but a bit of a time commitment. All players have to do is play a game in either Classic or Adventure mode with every starter character. Once completed, Marth appears as the new challenger on Fountain of Dreams, and upon his KO, he's in your roster for good. Next up, Jigglypuff. For the most part, unlocking the cute ball of singing Rolling Joy is a breeze. All players have to do is complete Classic or Adventure mode with any character of their choice. Alternatively, if you're playing mainly for versus matches, just play 50 versus matches and you're good. You take on Jigglypuff on the stage Pokemon Stadium to engage in the Poke Battle. For the most part, this battle's pretty easy, just don't get rested. Next up, we have Dr. Mario. To unlock the Doc, players need to complete Classic or Adventure mode. However, you complete it fittingly with Mario himself and with no continues. Dr. Mario appears on the stage Princess Peach's castle, and is relatively easy to deal with. If you're taking the versus matches route, play 100 versus matches and he'll appear. Next up, Fox's snarky companion, Falco. This fan favorite is not the easiest to unlock, so be ready. Players will have to complete multi-man melee, which involves the players staving off and taking out a whopping 100 polygonal foes of varying fighting styles and moves. For versus matches, you play 300 and he appears. The fight will take place on the battlefield stage, so get ready to shine and to get shined. Up next is the Demon King, Ganondorf. To trigger a battle with Ganondorf, players need to complete Event 29, which is fittingly a Zelda-themed battle. Keep in mind that neither Link nor the CPU-controlled Zelda can be KO'd, or the event ends in failure. Upon completion, Ganondorf appears on Final Destination in a relatively easy fight. Just don't get Warlock punched and you'll be fine. Next up, we have our boy, Roy. All that's required is to complete Classic or Adventure mode using Marth. Alternatively, players can play 900 versus matches, which will take quite a bit longer. Players fight Roy at the stage Hyrule Temple, and not only is Roy one of the weakest fighters in the game, you can also cheese this stage pretty hard, so you're in for a pretty easy fight. Next up, we have the other bro, Luigi. To get Mario's brother, players must complete the first level of Adventure mode at the Mushroom Kingdom. But there is a rather odd caveat. They must also finish with a 2 in the seconds meter. For example, 402. Mushroom Kingdom is a pretty simple platforming stage to deal with, and hitting that time isn't as tough as it seems, as long as players keep an eye on that clock when hitting the flag. When these tasks are complete, a cutscene showing Luigi kicking Mario out of the way will roll before he and Peach fight the player. Then begins a pretty quick, frantic showdown against Luigi, whose defeat triggers the unlock. Back to the realm of Pokemon, we have Pichu. To unlock Pichu, players must complete Event 37, Legendary Pokemon. This one isn't too bad given the weak state of the polygonal fighters, but it can get deceptively rough and chaotic, as players will be dealing with a barrage of unpredictable Pokeballs which fittingly spawn Legendary Pokemon. Players will then head to Pokemon Stadium and have a chance to catch their own Pichu by defeating the feisty electric rodent in combat. You can also opt for a grinding session of completing 200 versus matches to trigger the unlock. Looking at the hero of time, we have Young Link. To unlock Young Link, Classic or Adventure mode will need to be completed with 10 different characters of one's choice. Players will then be directed to the stage Great Bay to unlock Young Link. Similar to unlocking Roy, you can cheese this pretty hard by using the water and platform to your advantage. Alternatively, players with more time on their hands can fight in 500 versus matches to trigger the unlock. Next up is a fan favorite Pokemon, Mewtwo. This is the most time-consuming character in the entire Super Smash Bros. Series to unlock. Here, players will have to play versus mode for a whopping 20 hours. The other lengthy option is that 700 matches in versus mode can be played. However, a nifty little trick is to play with a few of your buddies, have 4 controllers connected, and cut that time from 20 to 5 hours. Players will then be sent to the stage Final Destination to unlock Mewtwo. While he is on the slower side, Mewtwo can pack a punch, so don't let your guard down. And last up, the King of Nines, Mr. Game & Watch. On either Classic or Adventure mode, players need to complete the target tests with every single character in the game, meaning the starters and those that were unlocked prior. After this is done, get ready for a frantic fight on the stage flat zone. While Mr. Game & Watch himself isn't all that much trouble, it's the objects in the stage that can catch you off guard. Most importantly, when it comes to Game & Watch, be careful to not be hit with an unfortunate 9. The alternative is a lengthy, whopping 1,000 versus matches to trigger the unlock. And that is how you unlock every fighter in Super Smash Bros. Melee. Thanks for watching.